Hi, my name is John Felipe de la Rosa from 3CC1 and I'm with.
Edriches de los Santos from 3CC1, and let's proceed to our first topic.
Let's go!
What is art?
The expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in visual forms such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power.
So, why is art important? We use art for our entertainment, cultural appreciation, aesthetic, personal improvement, and even social change. We use art in order to thrive in this world.
Yes. Number 1. Art is very important in society because it is an essential ingredient to empowering the hearts of people. When activists are showing images of children suffering from poverty or oppression in their campaigns, this is the art pulling the heartstrings of society elite and powerful to make changes. When photographers publish the photos of war-torn areas, it catches the attention of masses whose hearts reach out for those who need help. When artists create great music and movies, it entertains people around the world. This art making a difference in society.
Number 2. Art integrates mind, body, soul, and spirit. Art drives thinking, thinking drives conscience, conscience delivers realization, realization turns out into an action, a powerful action can change the world. So, the diagram on the right side will explain it more.
Number 3. Great art tells meaningful stories. A powerful story, well said, a rural circus in underway outdoor under blazing sun, an animal tamer performs stunt with his elephant who is trying to use his trunk to pick up an apple. Lions and parrots are waiting for its turn to entertain people. The audience watches with a lot of amusement and astonishment. The truth is the art is more than just a practice. It is way of life. Art is more than just a skill. It is a passion. Art is more than just an image. Each one tells a story.
Number 4. Art encourages self-expression. After all, the essence of art is expressing oneself. So why self-expression is important? When we're not able to express ourselves, we feel suffocated. We need to find ways in which we can express ourselves in a meaningful and positive manner. Arts promotes an outlet to let our imagination fly high. Don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or hate it, while they are deciding. Make even more art by Andy Warhol.
Number 5. Art explains world's two most powerful concepts, love and death. Understanding love and death brings meaning and purpose to your existence. They uplift the element of humanity within you. Art makes you realize why other humans are important, which in fact allows us to understand each other. As quoted here, self-expression involves revealing your thoughts, feelings, or ideas through writing, speaking, music, art, or dance. Essentially, it is the way we interact with the world around us, and this interaction holds great value. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment.
Number 6. Art is a remarkable mode of depicting culture. When you see a Zen garden in Sydney or Francisco, you know that is a practice that originated from China. When you see a paper swan swarming a beautiful wedding ceremony, you know this is origami, an art that came from Japan. When you see films featuring Bollywood music and dancing, you know that it's a movie from India. Art has the power to take cultural practices from where they are from and then transport and integrate them into different parts of the world without losing their identity. Art creates and spreads awareness of culture.
The next topic is all about visual information and media.
What is visual media? Symbol, pictures, icons, signs, and other that communicate with one's sense of sight.
Example of visual media. Ideogram. These are graphical symbols that represent ideas. Example of such are signs, logos, and symbols, just like what we see in the PowerPoint.
Statistical visualization. This refers to the study and creation of data using visual representation. Charts and graphs are example of statistical visualization. The image below are the example.
Next is picture. Picture is a photography, painting, drawing. It is used widely by people to express their ideas, opinions, and sentiments, just like what we see in the picture below. And also we use it on Instagram.
Graphic design. This refers to the art of combining text and picture to communicate information. Infographics, posters, and graphic advertisement are considered as graphic design. The image you can see in the presentation are the example.
Next is video. If graphic design is the combination of text and pictures, video is the combination of motion, picture, or of motion and audio. Just like what we watch in YouTube, that is the combination of motion picture or motion and audio.
3D image. A three-dimensional visual medium can be a sculpture, an picture, a real-life object, or a person. The image you can see in the presentation are the example.
So, this is the summary of visual media, which is the information that a person gets from ideogram, statistical visualization, picture, graphic design, video, and 3D image. That is about visual media.
The power of visual media. The power of visual information and media. Visual communication is a powerful form of communication. For visual message stimulate both intellectual and emotional responses by Peterson 2015. What is visual literacy? The learned ability to interpret visual image accurately and to create such messages.
So, level of competencies developed by Professor Raymond Paquin, 1999. Primary level: manipulation, changing objects. Construction, producing simple visuals, taking pictures. Abstraction, identifying concepts from art elements.
The skilled level: manipulation, using tools for problem solving. Construction, drawing with perspective, controlling variable in picture taking, origami, interpreting instructions. Abstraction, creating visual plans, specifying photographic treatment for subjects, creating visual from verbal, and vice versa.
Next is advanced level. Manipulation, mental manipulations of complex representations. Construction, drawing in 3D, creating on visual type, producing multimedia information. Abstraction, lateral thinking, visual intuition, describing visual ideas verbally. That is for advanced level.
So, selection criteria, visual information and media.
Bear in mind the following before using a visual, information, and medium. So always remember this, guys. Relevance, triangulation, point of view, medium used, and ogents.
Producing a visual information, providing clarity. For picture, Wylam 1993 formulate a number of guide questions. Are the words and image large enough to see? Are the words and image bold enough to see? Is there contrast between figure and ground? Is the visual appropriate for the intended audience? What visual devices are used to direct the viewer's attention? Does the visual contain only the essential information? Are appropriate visual sequencing techniques used to present complex ideas?
Next is for symbols. Use distinct colors and simple graphical elements to design symbols that will function in any size. Design solid figures with a distinct contrast to the background. Use characters and graphical elements that are bold, distinct, and large enough.
For maps, use and bold and distinct symbol in a consistent size. Strict numbers of typefaces and complexity of patterns. Provide distinct contrast in form and dimensions.
Next is Peterson 2015 enumerated a number of guidelines to make a visual message simple and easy to understand. For picture, write caption to explain the pictures. Choose illustrations carefully and use visual sequencing techniques, photography, drawing techniques, and etc. to present complex ideas. Leave out unnecessary elements and avoid excessive detail.
For symbols, use color, position, size, and shape. Use a combination of pictographs and words. Use realistic figures rather than abstract one. For maps, restrict number of visual symbol and maps. Keep it simple. Be consistent.
Next is for color. Use color to express a certain emotion. Use color to emphasize or play an element down. Use color to show differences or similarities. Use color to help readers recall information or discover new information.
Providing emphasis. Emphasis in a visual message is achieved by highlighting the most essential element and reducing the less essential ones. By Peterson 2015.
So our next topic is all about the arts of music.
This is the objective of this topic: to be able to know the different music and dance movement in the world, to be able to know how to plan a music and dance presentation different word dance, to be able to know how to make policy and regulate word to preserve culture.
The world of music. Music is the art of combining and regulating sounds of varying pitch to produce melodious harmony, expressive of various ideas and emotions.
Element of music. Rhythm. This is the overall movement or swing and is considered the most element of music. Melody. The succession of musical sounds and tones in an orderly manner. A tone is a sound in music which designates the pitch and depends on variation rate per seconds.
Next is dynamics. Dynamics. This means the first or percussive effects degree of loudness and softness. Harmony. The study of harmony involves chords and their construction and chord progressions and the principles of connection that govern them.
Texture. This refers to the number of tones of texture. This refers to the number of tones one is expected to apprehend simultaneously. Color. This is the result of the difference in timbre or quality of tone in a variety of voices and instruments.
Next is style. This refers to the composer's or singer's way of doing his part. This is the result of his temperament, outlook in life, and training.
The media of music. Soprano, high register female voice. Mezzo-soprano, medium register female voice. The pictures are well known on their designated roles.
Alto or contralto, low register female voice. Tenor, high register male voice. The picture down below are well known to their designated roles.
Baritone, medium register male voice. Bass, low register male voice. The piccolo who are excelled on their role.
Next is a widely acclaimed singing group. So these are the examples: Philippine Madrigal Singers Choir, UST Singers Choir. So there are a widely acclaimed singing group.
The orchestra. An orchestra is a large instrument ensemble typical of classical music which combines from different instruments.
Next is concerto. Concerto is from the late Baroque era, mostly understood as an instrumental composition written for one or more soloists, accompanied by an orchestra or other ensemble. Next is band. Band. In music, an ensemble of musicians playing chiefly woodwind, brass, and percussion instruments, in contradiction to an orchestra, which contains string instruments.
The rondalla. Rondalla is an ensemble of string instruments played with a plectrum or pick, and generally known as plectrum instruments. Mixed ensembles. Mixed ensemble is a combination of vocal music and instrumental music.
Next is chamber ensembles. These are the example of chamber ensembles, solo sonatas, and string quartet. So, chamber ensembles are music is form of classical music that is composed for a small group of instruments, traditionally a group that could fit in a placed chamber or a large room.
Kind of music, program music. Imitative. Music copies the actual sounds of the subject, as in the imitation of animals, which during that time was very popular. Descriptive. Program music pictures an event or scene. One of the first example of this kind of music was Beethoven's symphony.
Narrative. Music intends to tell a story or represents a series or related events. The right picture, this is the example of narrative, which is Don Quixote.
Kind of music. Folk music, jazz music.
Next is classical music, the opera, medieval music, and an ancient Egyptian music.
Philippine music organ icon. The famous Las Piñas bamboo organ is located to St. Joseph Parish Church at the city of Las Piñas, Southern Metro Manila, and Bacong pipe organ.
Next is Filipino music icon. So you will know all the local Filipino artists in the Philippines like Nicanor Albelardo, Dr. Alfredo S. Benaventura,
Francisco Buencamino, Felipe Padilla de Leon,
Julian Felipe, Levi Celerio,
Lucio San Pedro, Ryan Cayabyab,
Atang De La Rama, and Silvia Latorre.
The art of dance.
These are the objectives of the art of dance. To be able to know the dance movement, to able to know the different kind of dance, to able to connect the dance and music.
Dance. Dancing is a rhythmical movement of the body, usually with music, to express an idea or emotion, to narrate a story, or simple to enjoy, and take pleasure in the movement itself.
Next is the origin and function of the dance. In biblical dances, the Old Testament attests Miriam, the sister of Moses, led the women in the dance of joy after the Israelites escaped from Egypt. King David danced before the Ark of the Covenant to express thanksgiving. Psalm 149 says, "Let them praise His name in the dance."
These are the components of the dance: the dancer, the choreographer,
the accompaniment, theatrical effects.
kind of dances: natural or untutored dance or creative dance, solo or group dance.
Next is ethnic dance and court dance.
Ballroom dance and theoretical dance.
Next is modern dance and folk dance.
Philippine folk and traditional dances.
This is one of the example is Maranao. Singkil dance, which is originated from Lanao del Sur, and it is a dance with a royal Muslim dance in Mindanao.
Kalinga. Balabang Victory Dance Warriors, Spirgom, Philippines.
Next is Bilaan Dance of Cotabato. Bilaan is the dance that depicts the lively, simple movements of birds in fight, beautifully portrayed by tribal maidens with costumes typical of ethnic tribe.
Kumintang Dance Batangas.
Cariñosa.
Next is Tinikling.
The next one is Negros Oriental Dances. Polka Biana de Zamboanga. Polka Biana or polka dedicated to Biana was a dance dedicated to a Zamboanga lady named Biana, who was Fat Lady. Ironically, the polka Biana does not present heavy or big steps that may fit the Fat Lady, but the insertion of waltzes after two signatures have been incorporated to cater the size and stamina of Biana, considering that she cannot sustain continuous dance of polka.
Rigodon de Honor Zamboanga, 1920s. Rigodon de Honor is an elegant dance that was the Philippines by the Filipino who returned from the travels abroad during the Spanish era. This dance takes its name from its opening performances at formal affairs such as the President Inaugural Ball. Member of government including the President and First Lady, diplomatic corps, other state official usually participate in the Rigodon. Traditionally, a ballroom waltz dance would follow the Rigodon.
Next is Curatza de Negros folk dance of Bais City.
Salampati dance of Tanjay City.
Next is Pandango Dumaguetino.
Alcampor dance, Silay City. Alcampor is a dance that features a girl handkerchief that is supposedly scented with alcampor or naphthalene balls. The dance is also called Pandango Han Panyo. Pieces of clothing were kept inside wooden boxes in the olden days. Often, 2 to 3 balls of alcampor were placed inside these boxes to keep rats away or prevent the clothing from smelling luom. With a pungent aromatic smell it leaves on the clothing. Wearing clothes with a strong alcampor smell is thought to be a head turner, especially with the romance-inducing power of the alcampor, according to superstition.
Natanda de Balse was the master composition of Silaynon, composer and conductor Jose Pitong Ledesma, originally created for a past love. The musical masterpiece was given life through dance by Mehdi Locsin. In the past, it was common practice in Silay that the Tanda de Balse be performed to open important events. It is something uniquely Silay. This is the end.
Of our presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you!